Welcome to Women's Sports Weekly, where women's sports happen every day, but we talk about it once a week. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Carolyn. Women's Sports Weekly is a podcast where we discuss the latest news, explore interesting stories, and share our love for women's sports. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at WomensSportsWeeklyPod. Follow us and rate us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Send us an email at womensportsweeklypod@gmail.com, and we may feature your email on the Listener Experience Zone, The Les. It's officially March.
It is.
And with March comes March Madness. And with March Madness comes March Madness brackets.
Yes.
March Madness brackets are back, and we are hosting a March Madness bracket. You can join it right now. It is free to join. Head to the link in our bio on our Instagram at WomensSportsWeeklyPod. Click Join the Bracket, and then you will log in via CBS, or you can sign up through CBS. And then you will be able to make your picks after Selection Sunday on March 15th, 2026. And we will have a prize for the winner.
What is the prize?
I have no idea. What do you think the prize should be?
We'll let you all know soon. Before the bracket's released, we'll give a prize.
For sure. Maybe it's a trip to our basement.
Yeah. That's a prize in itself. And we can guarantee Scout will bark at you the entire time.
That's right. Big barks. Don't look her in the eye. No, we will have something. And it is nice because most brackets cost money and ours is free.
Yes.
We just give you our money in some kind of form.
Yeah. So please join. It's always a good time. And I am excited.
Same. It's the most wonderful time of the year. This is our Christmas. March is December 1st for us.
It's the best.
We did some painting this past weekend. So if you win a tour to our house, you will get to see the new paint. But we didn't finish yet because we only primed.
Yeah, I have to say there were no fights. The painting has been one of the easier projects. It's just time consuming, but you know, just put some music on, chugged along and got the primer down, and I'm excited to do the rest of the paint. Then we're on to the flooring.
And then decor.
I can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I almost can, but then we're putting the primer on the wall and it's drywall. So it's just like absorbing everything. And I'm like, oh gosh, we're going to have to do 2 coats of primer. And then humble brag, it's a big space down there.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, I painted the laundry room by myself and the paint went on much more smoothly than the primer.
Okay.
So that's why we prime. The hard part's over.
All right. Whatever you say. It's also been so beautiful in Denver that because there is no snow, we're getting weeds in our front yard because things are growing because everything's confused and it's like, is it spring? Should I come out now? So we did a lot of weeding this weekend.
Yeah, it's interesting. That part I hate, but we've also been walking around our neighborhood and a lot of flowers are starting to pop up. And it's like the saying goes, April showers bring May flowers, and it's literally March.
Yeah.
They're already blooming. So it's a little trippy.
February drought makes March flowers appear and it's scary.
Yeah.
That's my rhyme for you all.
Hopefully they last more than just a month.
I don't know. We need someone with a green thumb to explain this to us. Is everything just going to be dead by June? Maybe.
I'm a little worried, but you have high hopes that we're going to get a storm. I don't know.
I really am trying to be an optimist about this. We need 2 big snowstorms in March and April to be okay in Colorado, I think.
Yeah. Part of me, I'm just like, well, we didn't have winter, so I don't want it now. But the other part's like, I know we need it. Maybe it'll just rain.
That's fine. But rain is fine too. I'm just like, if we don't get some water, we didn't have a winter and we will not have a summer because Colorado will be on fire.
Yeah. We are not weather people, but that's our fear.
Can we talk about your weatherman?
No.
Please.
No, because I don't even know his name and you have this weird thing in your head.
No, I know his name.
Okay.
So Danielle follows a weatherman in Denver.
I bet a lot of people listening who live in Denver also follow him.
And I call it her husband because whenever I see a smile on Danielle's face when she's looking at her phone, I'm like, what are you doing? And it's this weatherman. His name is Chris Bianchi. I know because I know to keep my friends close and my enemies closer. Because I know if you ever go missing, you're going to be out gallivanting with a satellite looking for rain with your man, Chris Bianchi. You love him so much.
I always tell you, I love the weather. I love to know what's happening. I love to know updates. and that's that.
Have you always been a weather gal?
Yeah, because I like to do outdoor activities. So I need to know, with running, is it going to be a good week for running? We were going on a ski trip. I was pumped about all the snow updates we were getting. So what's the problem?
I know, but you do watch him a lot.
He just comes up on my algorithm.
And you do like him.
Yeah. What's not to like? He tells me the good weather news.
Anyway, if you see Danielle smiling on her phone, she's not texting her wife. She's watching Chris Bianchi, Denver weatherman.
I think you should talk about this in therapy.
Never.
Well, that's a you problem. We also this weekend, to steer away from this, tried a restaurant for the first time in Denver with our friends Trish and Ryan. We have never, believe it or not, tried Cart Driver. We've been in Denver for 6 years, so that seems just wrong. And after eating there and tasting all the food, it is just wrong because it was delicious.
And it's like a pizza Italian place. Don't get it twisted, East Coast people. It's not like pizza on the East Coast, but it is good pizza. And we also had sardines for the first time. That was my first time eating sardines.
My dad always used to get sardines. And as kids, we would eat sardines on crackers at my house.
You would? What else would you put on it?
You were so blown away by this.
I know. I was like, I've never had sardines before.
I would get them, but if I think about them too much, I get skeeved. So if I don't think about it and just eat them, they are good, but I can't think about it. I don't know why. It's just one of those things.
That's weird to me because you love salt and they're very salty.
It's the fish, like the skins on them.
Yeah, the little eyeballs.
But they are very tasty.
It was delicious. So we had a great dinner last Friday.
Saw some comedy.
Oh, we went to a comedy show. Oh my gosh, that was something.
It was something.
We have to talk about this a little bit. I love comedy shows. If you love the weather...
I'm rolling my eyes.
I love comedy. And we haven't been to a comedy show in a while, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
And we used to go quite frequently in New York and New Jersey. There's a lot of comedy clubs actually in New Jersey. And then, of course, in New York, we were trying to do something different with Trish and Ryan. We're like, let's go to dinner. We'll go to a comedy club. I don't know if the acoustics were bad or if the people were weird, but nobody was laughing.
Yeah, there was a lot of political talk, and I think just with the current climate, people were scared.
It was so strange.
It was. There was just like giggles the whole time, but it was pretty quiet. Even the comedians were like, what are you guys into? They couldn't figure it out, and we thought they were funny.
There was a comedian from New Jersey, and she was the headliner, and she was politically incorrect, but most comedians are. Like, that's kind of their thing. And I thought she was very funny, and I was like, I could see how this crushes in New Jersey, and it felt like everyone was silent. And the only thing that I could come up with is that people were actually laughing, but it just acoustically wasn't traveling.
Yeah.
Because we've gone to another comedy show in Denver where both guys who were doing it were wildly inappropriate and the place was going wild.
Yeah.
So I have to think it's the venue more than the people because I want to think people will laugh a little bit.
Or maybe that's just what we get for going to the early bird show.
I know. I know. It was rough. We all left and we were like, okay, see you later. Good night. It was a weird experience. I actually sent the comedian a direct message.
Oh, wow.
I did. I reached out to her. She's not going to respond. She has like 400,000 followers, but I was just like, hey, I saw you last night. I know you weren't super impressed with the crowd. I either think the acoustics were horrible or the crowd was really fucking weird.
Wow, you were really worried about that.
That's my codependency coming out because I was like,
can tell.
She's funny and nobody was laughing. Anyway, weird. Another funny thing, SNL.
SNL was great. Obviously, we watched because Connor Story from Heated Rivalry was the host and we love him. He did a great job.
He did do a really great job. I'm really happy for him because I only want good things for the Heated Rivalry boys. In his opening monologue, he brought out the Hughes brothers from the Olympic men's USA team.
Which I was rolling my eyes. I was like, where are the women? Because I didn't have any spoilers, so I didn't know they were coming.
Correct. I had seen some social media, so I knew the women were coming out. Of course, one of the Hughes brothers, I don't know their first names, and I'm not going to try. Don't even tell me. Okay. I don't care.
Okay.
Said that, we've been so busy, we haven't been able to watch Heated Rivalry, which...
Yeah, whatever.
It was a joke.
They were fed the lines.
I know. They were fed the lines. Whatever.
They're not the comedians in the group. We can tell that.
Yeah, for sure. But then Hillary Knight and Megyn Keller step onto screen and they're like, we did. Don't worry, Connor. We saw it. And they have their gold medals. And the crowd went wild.
Yeah, the crowd was clapping way longer for the two women that came out versus the two men.
Yeah,
which was great.
It was great. And like, I do think that sometimes it's like a pity clap.
No.
Not a pity clap, but you know how the song Who Run the World? Girls. And it's like men think that song is okay because it's not actually true. You know?
I don't think it was a pity clap because we already talked about how I feel like there's a shift in the comments and people have been really pissed off by what happened last week. So I didn't feel that way at all.
The women got on and they were like, yeah, Connor invited us, something along those lines, but we thought it would be the right thing to invite the men, kind of just clapping back a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely a PR move on NBC's part to have both teams there together. I hate that the women have to go up there and be the bigger person when there has not been like a really good apology from the men. Mm-hmm. What did make me feel better in the most petty way is that neither of the brothers knew how to read a cue card.
No, it was painful to watch.
It was painful. But heated rivalry once again, saving the United States. Canadian show saving the United States. And we keep on beating up on Canada.
Yeah. I think I also saw that Hilary Knight is now the only female athlete to be on SNL twice.
Oh, very cool.
That's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, because she was on with Leslie Jones back in when the last time I think the women won gold.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool.
That's really awesome. Megyn Keller also played a game in Ottawa that day and then made it to New York that night. And I was like, that's badass.
Do you think they made it to the after party?
So all I want in my life, I looked at you and I said, all I want is to be at this SNL after party. I don't know if they hit like they used to, but Hudson Williams was there, Connor Story, Hilary Knight, Megyn Keller. I would be screaming at the Hughes brothers like, I don't even know your name. Why are you here?
And what did I say to you? There's no way I would make it that late.
I know. I was like, we would do it.
Meanwhile,
I would also.
We watched the replay on Sunday because we couldn't even stay up till 9:30 on Saturday to watch
It's true. In Mountain Time.
Watch it live. So
I would also be the fastest person to get kicked out of an SNL party.
You would. If you're yelling at people, for sure.
All right, let's get into some sports.
Starting off with some NCAA basketball. So South Carolina has officially clinched the regular season SEC championship outright after beating Missouri this past Thursday, and it was a beatdown, 112-71. This actually marks their 5th consecutive SEC title and 10th in the last 13 seasons under Coach Dawn Staley. That is badass.
Dawn Staley is an amazing coach. Yep. Is South Carolina going to make it to the Final Four?
They've been playing well. They've been winning tough games, and I think they've gelled a lot more recently than in the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. So I'd at this point be more surprised if they didn't.
Okay. I like it.
What are your thoughts?
I tend to agree.
It's all a matter of the bracket too. You just don't know how it's going to play out.
I have a feeling, and maybe it's because I'm trying to protect myself, because it's like a win-win, right? I have a feeling they're not making it to the championship. I don't know why, but that's my feeling. But like I said, it's a win-win for me. If they do make it to the championship, I'm going to be the most happy. If they don't, then I look like I'm smart and I was right about it.
They call it March Madness for a reason. None of us actually know.
Match what?
March Madness for a reason?
Match Madness.
Okay. Keep it moving over there.
Let's take it to the WNBA. In the WNBA told the WNBPA that a new collective bargaining agreement, a new CBA, needs to be agreed to by March 10th if they don't want any changes to the 2026 schedule.
Yikes. We're getting awfully close to that.
As a reminder, the WNBA still needs to conduct a 2-team expansion draft for the Toronto Tempo and the Portland Fire, and free agency for 80% of the league.
So the teams are going to be, it's just going to be madness if we ever get there.
Also, training camp is slated to begin on April 19th with the college draft scheduled for April 13th, and the regular season is supposed to tip off on May 8th. Question for you. Does it happen?
At this point, it doesn't seem realistic, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately. The people I would feel the most bad for are the rookies. The kids who are in college right now who are getting ready to be drafted. If they don't get to experience that in a normal way, that just seems shitty.
It does. I really wonder what the WNBA is going to do if they're going to come and meet with the revenue sharing negotiations, which seems to be the sticking point. Capitalism is very in right now. It feels like big corporations are winning and men are doing whatever they want. And I'm a little bit wary of the WNBA backing down. And knowing that I understand that Kathy Engelbert is a woman commissioner, but like this is also the NBA at play here. And Adam Silver has a lot to do with this negotiating. So just keeping that in mind. But I think the WNBA is going to look like the bad guy if they push it past March 10th and we have potential strikes, right? But maybe they're not seeing that.
You think the players are going to be the bad guy?
No. I think the league would look like the bad guy, but maybe they see it as like, we have the power right now. Everything's on our side. We'll push this off. We'll force the players into a strike, and then hopefully public opinion starts pressing on them. But I don't see that happening.
No. The players have the public on their side. I think it's been very clear. It's just unfortunate that they're even in this situation.
And the WNBA players triggered revenue sharing last year under their last CBA.
Yep.
And that was over cumulative time. So that was over the 2020 season, 2021 season during COVID, and they still hit their revenue goals. And they're still stuck on this revenue sharing.
Yeah.
It's really wild to me. So we'll see what happens. I'm also going to remain optimistic on that it could get done and that it's a good deal.
Yeah, we have a few days, so we'll see what happens for sure.
Let's stay in the basketball realm. Basketball. Let's talk about Unrivaled Playoffs.
Still salty. We weren't able to get to Brooklyn, but it's okay. For the playoffs, Phantom and Miss earned first round byes. And for the 3 through 6 seeds, they played in the opening round to determine the 2 semifinal matchups.
Yep. The winner of Vinyl vs. Laces and the winner of Breeze vs. Rose were going to play the Phantom and the Mist.
Yes.
So let's get into this Vinyl vs. Laces game.
Yeah, the Vinyl ended up winning 82-69. This was a really close game for the majority of it until the Vinyl started to pull away. I have to say Ryan Howard was making the most ridiculous shots. Like, she was just unconscious.
I love when people start being ridiculous and you start cackling on the couch.
I just laugh because I think it's so unbelievable that all these shots are just going in. But honestly, both teams were on fire from 3. You have Brittany Sykes, who had 22 points for the Laces. She had a very good game, and the Laces overall shot 54.7% from the field, which is incredible.
Yeah, that should have you win a game. But the Vinyl shot 63% from the field,
which is just ridiculous. And Ryan Howard ended with 30 points. And I'm not saying she was taking bad shots. It was just ridiculous that they were all going in, because it's like, you got to miss something.
It's also so weird to me. Like, you know, when it goes off a person's hand when they're hot, that it's going in.
Yeah.
It's just like there's some buzz that's happening through them. And everyone who's watching, whether you're at home or in the arena, knows it's going in.
It's flow state for sure.
What is your favorite celebration? Because at the end of this, Teresa Weatherspoon, who's the coach for the Vinyl, she had like a nice big celebration. I was so happy for her to get to a semifinal in Unrivaled, and she was showing a lot of emotion. Oh my gosh. So what's your favorite celebration? Like, after you win, what do you love to do?
I'm not going to say what I love to do because I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll tell you what I loved that happened after this game.
Okay.
Dearica Hamby scores the winning shot on an alley-oop. Yes. And Erica Wheeler comes flying and she like fell over because she got hit. And then they all did a dog pile. And I thought that was so funny. And actually, one of the best college wins I've ever had. My best friend Erica came flying over and jumped on me, and I just completely crumbled to the ground. So it kind of reminds me of that. But yeah, the way the Vinyl just did a huge dog pile, I thought that was awesome.
Dog piles are awesome. Was your Moravian dog pile just you and Erica?
Yeah, because Coach Burke was yelling at us to get off the ground.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. What about you?
I love a chest bump. Can we do one right now?
If you want to do the work. Wow. Why don't we save that for softball season? We could do all the chest bumps you want.
That was a weak chest bump, but I love when they do the hard chest bumps. I'm like, that had to hurt. And they just like, rah.
Yeah, but adrenaline, they don't feel it.
I know. It's just, well, I love a chest bump when they're screaming. So that's my favorite celebration.
Yeah. And then after that, you have the Breeze versus Rose, and another situation. The Breeze were just on fire, and they were just having so much fun out there.
they handed it to the Rose. They beat them 69-50. The Rose are powered by Chelsea Gray, and as Chelsea Gray goes, so does the rest of the Rose. And unfortunately, she only had 11 points and was 5 for 18 in field goals. So that's rough.
Yeah, and so unlike her.
The Rose were the champions last year, so we'll have a new champion in Unrivaled. Paige Beckers had 29 points in this game, and I really love to see the matchup of Cameron Brink for the Breeze and Angel Reese for the Rose. I was like, I cannot wait for this matchup in the WNBA. I just love it. Like, they're both very aggressive players, and Cam Brink is coming back to form.
Yep.
But I was like, oh, it's making me excited if the WNBA actually happens for like these bigs to go at it.
Yeah, and they both have an edge to them. So just watching them go and some of the blocks, it's definitely a fun matchup.
Oh, yeah. Cam Brink had one block where I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. The semifinals were played on Monday at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. It was the Phantom versus Vinyl and Miss versus Breeze.
We're not able to cover those games, but we will be back to talk about the winner of Unrivaled,
which is tonight.
Yes. I want to know, though, who is your MVP for Unrivaled this season?
There are just so many good players that it is hard, but I do feel like Chelsea Gray has just gone off this season. Like, yes, she didn't have the greatest game that we watched on Saturday night, but she just played unbelievable this season, winning the one-on-one tournament, and just like how many big games did she have to bring the Rose to a win? Yeah, I think she has to be my MVP.
Her 3-point percentage is 48%. In the regular season, she averaged 24.2 points per game, which was second behind Marina Mabrey. And she averaged 6.1 assists per game, which was the top of the league.
Yeah. And she's just so fun to watch, always. And she just brings so much energy to the games. And as you said, the Rose go when she goes. Yeah. And she's a true leader on and off the floor.
I also think there's some others who are in contention. So I pulled up their stats. I had Kelsey Plum, Paige Beckers, Brittany Sykes, and Aaliyah Boston.
Yes. They all also had very good seasons.
Kelsey Plum, her first season in Unrivaled, she shot 40.2% from three, averaged 22.6 points per game and 5 assists. And then Paige Beckers, 22.1 points per game, 5.5 assists. And I feel like Chelsea Gray, I think she's got to get MVP, right? But I feel like Rookie of the Year could go to either Kelsey Plum or Paige Beckers, which I don't think they do that, but I'm going to make up my own awards.
There you go.
And it feels weird to call Kelsey Plum a rookie, but this is her first season.
Yeah.
Who would you choose between the two?
Ooh.
What's your gut? Paige has more assists at 5.5. They're pretty much even on points per game at 22.6 and 22.1. Kelsey Plum has a better 3-point percentage shot, but Paige isn't known for that.
I guess I'm going to go with Paige strictly because they're so close. I think it's hard, but the Breeze are more inexperienced as a whole, and Paige has still led them to the semifinals, whereas Kelsey in her own right is a veteran, not on Unrivaled, but just in general, and they have a more experienced team. This is hard, but I think I'm going to go with Paige.
I like it.
How about you?
I don't want to make a decision. I know I made you make one.
Jeez, I didn't want to make one either. No, you have to.
No, I'm just agreeing with you. I would also go with Paige just because she's more of a rookie. And that's not fair to Kelsey Plum, but that's how I would decide.
Yeah.
I also want to shout out Brittany Sykes because she shot 40% from the 3-point, averaging 20.3 points per game. And I just think any team that she is on, she makes such a huge impact and she's not talked about enough.
Oh, yeah. She's always incredible. And I just love watching her in Unrivaled.
Yeah.
In my opinion, she has the best nickname in Unrivaled as well. The Slim Reaper.
Yes, because most people call her Slim. So Lisa Leslie has been calling her the Slim Reaper all season.
I love it.
I love it too. For my most improved player, I know I'm just giving out awards. I'm going Aaliyah Boston. She averaged 18.9 points per game, 2.1 blocks, which is the league leader, and 9.7 rebounds. I'm saying most improved player because her highest scoring game last year was 14 points once. Crazy improvement. Her and Kelsey Plum playing together, just awesome.
Yeah.
That's our little playoff update. The Unrivaled finals are tonight, which we'll talk about more in our looking forward, and we'll recap the finals in our next episode.
Yeah, so make sure you're watching tonight. And with that, we will get into updates for the week. So we have Run Club this Thursday and every Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time at the 99ers Sports Bar here in Denver. If you listen to our podcast and share the secret word, you will get 50% off your first draft after the run. In honor of getting coffee with our friends Marilyn and David this weekend, our secret word for the week is coffee.
People are now requesting secret words, which I love.
Yes, David was all about the coffee. So that is our word this week.
We also need to take this time to ask you to please rate and subscribe to our podcast. We love doing this and we want to continue to do it. So if you would like to support us, rate, subscribe, give us a positive review, and share this podcast with the people you love. Thank you to everyone who has rated the podcast so far. If you send us a screenshot of your 5-star rating, we will send you a Women's Sports Weekly sticker for free. We have stickers going out this week to folks. We're ordering more stickers. So I think this might be our 4th 200 sticker order, which is just blowing my mind. It's very surreal. So thank you if you rated us, and we would love to send you a sticker. All right, let's get into our deep dive today. We're talking about the U.S. Women's National Team at the SheBelieves Cup.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, for the SheBelieves Cup, this tournament features 6 round robin style matches over the course of 3 tournament days.
So this is not like tournament style where you play one person. If you win, you then play the winner of another game. It's just 3 games played, and the winner is determined by total points accrued over all the matches. So a team earns 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie after regulation, and another point if they win the penalty shootout. So if you're tied after regulation, the most you could win is only 2 points total, while if you win outright during regulation, you get 3.
Got it.
If there's a tie in points at the end of the tournament, the tiebreaker will be goal differential. We're going to talk about the first game between the U.S. Women's National Team and Argentina that was played in Nashville on Sunday. There is also a game today that will be in Columbus, Ohio. And then there's a game on March 7th that will be in Harrison, New Jersey, where Gotham plays.
So shout out to our Jersey people. Check it out.
Yeah, go get your tickets.
The USA had won 5 tournaments in a row before Japan took the 2025 title.
So they're coming back to try and regain their title. This past Sunday, USA played versus Argentina, and they won 2-0. I want to just give some info about the starting 11. This starting 11 this past Sunday averaged 24.5 caps as a team. Captain Lindsay Heaps entered the match with 170 caps.
Wow.
So that means everyone else brought the average down to 24.5, a very young team, because the rest of the starting 11 combined for 99 caps.
Crazy.
I also want to point out that Emma Hayes has given 32 players their first caps in Emma Hayes' first 32 matches.
Yeah, I love that. And we always talk about her and how she gives people chances and always changes up the lineup. And I just think for morale, that's really good. And you really don't know how people are going to show up until you see them in games. Like, yes, practice is one thing, but to give them a chance in games, I just feel like is a totally different thing. And I think it's awesome she does that.
And the experience, right? If everybody has some experience when you get to the World Cup, when you get to those big matches, people have been there before. I think it's so important. This was actually the first match under Emma Hayes where there wasn't an uncapped player. Everyone had at least one. So in this match, Lindsay Heaps scored in the 19th minute off a ball from Emma Sears, and it was a beautiful goal. I am so excited for the Denver Summit.
I know. Just seeing her on the TV and knowing she's going to be on our team makes me very happy.
It's amazing. I know she's coming late over to the Summit. I don't know how much she's going to be able to play with playing a full season over in Europe and then coming in and starting in the middle of the season in the NWSL. But I'm just like, yes. And the NWSL this past week announced all the new kits. The Denver kits are awesome. I love the colors. I'm just so pumped. I had all the Denver Summit home games and I put them all into my calendar this past weekend. I'm just ready for it. I'm ready to be a fan. Did I invite you to the calendar?
Yeah.
I did not.
You should.
Okay. I'll do all the work and I will invite you.
Exactly. Why do we both need to do the work?
That's true. I will invite you to that.
Thank you.
So going into halftime, it was 1-0. It looked like at the start of the second half, Argentina was hanging around, right? And I was like, Argentina is ranked 30th. They're the lowest ranked team in this tournament. We got to pick it up. And the USA did. 10 minutes into the second half, Jaden Shaw scored to make it 2-0. It went right through the hands of the goalkeeper for Argentina, Solana Pereira.
And let me just say, I'm glad it was Jaden Shaw, because before that, earlier in the match, she was whipped down. The Argentina player had on her shoulder, and the other pulled her ponytail and threw her to the ground. And that is... You don't do that. Everyone knows you don't do that.
I know. I think ponytail grabbing should be an automatic red card.
That was atrocious.
You don't know how it feels to get pulled by your ponytail until you've gotten pulled by your ponytail, but it snaps your neck back. Like, you can't go anywhere.
Horrible.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere if you get your ponytail pulled.
So I feel like scoring a goal on them is the best revenge.
Yeah, she needed that. So it ends there. Towards the end of the match, though, Trinity Rodman went down with an injury, and she was down for a bit, but was jogging on the sideline after. So we're just hoping she's okay. The NWSL season is about to start. We just want Trinity to be okay.
Yeah.
Always, always. Which takes me right into what I'm looking forward to this week, because today, March 4th, the U.S. Women's National Team takes on Canada at 6:45 Eastern Time on TNT. What are you looking forward to?
Also today, it is the Unrivaled Championship. Tonight, Wednesday, March 4th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on True TV. The Phantom will take on the Mist tonight. And as we mentioned earlier, with the Rose out, there will be a new Unrivaled champion tonight.
I also have one more thing that I want to mention that I'm looking forward to. The SEC tournament also starts today for women's basketball. The final will be this Sunday, March 8th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. There are so many things going on. That's it for this week. We will see you next week on Women's Sports Weekly. In the meantime, watch women's sports and share the podcast with your friends. Rate and subscribe to the pod on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Okay, chest bump.